Get ready to howl at the moon, because today we're diving deep into the dark and mysterious world of werewolves. Scholars from the Witcher lore point towards the origin of these beasts coming from another world during a cataclysmic event. This is referred to as the conjunction of spheres, which happened around 1,500 years prior to Geralt's story. Simply, the conjunction of spheres is a collision between different worlds, resulting in a mix of different creatures entering into each other's dimensions. Werewolves fall into the Therianthorpe classification, which means they have the ability to shift into half-human, half-animal hybrids. There are two main ways one can acquire the werewolf form. The first is to simply come from a lineage of werewolves. People who have this lineage are quite distinct, as they are able to fully control themselves when transforming. The bestiary in the Witcher 3 game describes this perfectly. Neither animal nor man, the werewolf takes the worst form of both species, the bloodlust and primal nature of a wolf, and the ruthlessness and cruelty of a human. An example of this is Little Red, who has a pretty tragic background. She was a werewolf who inherited the trait from both of her parents. Although they were both werewolves, they strongly believed in the idea of mutual harmony with humans. During Little Red's time away at school, tragedy struck her family when one of their ships sank, leaving them in crippling debt. To make matters worse, their creditors were merciless and reported the family's secret to witch hunters, who had them arrested and executed. In a final desperate act, Little Red's mother sent her daughter a letter, offering to exchange it for her wedding ring. In the letter, she urged Little Red to refrain from seeking revenge, and instead living a peaceful life. It was a heartbreaking turn of events that forever changed Little Red's fate. Later in life, as a result of becoming an orphan, she resorted to a life of crime, leading a small group of outcasts. While rumors spread about her mingling with wolves, nobody knew for certain about her nature. This is revealed when Geralt is hired to settle a matter with one of Little Red's former associates. If Geralt chooses to intervene, Little Red willfully transforms into a werewolf in the middle of the day and attacks him. If he chooses not to, she simply takes revenge on her associate and leaves, while paying Geralt. Here we can see that Little Red's lycanthropy is indeed inherited, as she transformed at will during the day and she was fully aware of her senses. The second way to transform into a werewolf is via a curse. In this form of the curse, the person is unaware of their actions upon transformation and is highly dangerous. We can see this in a side quest called Wild at Heart. Nielen is a hunter who lives in Blackbowl with his wife Hannah and sister-in-law Margaret. Unknown to most, he was also a werewolf, though appeared to live rather peacefully by taking precautions and hiding himself away. Nielen's wife, however, disappeared one day, and worried sick, Nielen posted a request on the notice board for help to find her. "My wife Hannah, she's missing. A few days ago, she went into the woods and hasn't yet returned. I'm near out of my wits with worry and will pay any price to the man who brings her back to me, or at least tells me where to look for her." After agreeing to investigate, you find that the story of Hannah's disappearance had a tragic end. It turned out that she had been killed by her own husband. Afflicted with the curse of lycanthropy, his careful hiding had been in vain, as Hannah's sister Margaret knew his secret, and had one of her own. She was in love with Nielen and jealous of Hannah's life with him. She decided to take Hannah into the woods to watch her husband's transformation, hoping she'd then abandon him in disgust. Sadly, Hannah was careless enough to draw the attention of the werewolf. Margaret was able to escape, but her sister was not so lucky. Nielen had transformed into a bloodthirsty beast and slaughtered the love of his life with his own hands. In this tragic example, we clearly find that Nielen was indeed cursed, as he had no control of his actions upon transforming into a werewolf. There is a third and rare werewolf contraction method. This is via a bite. We can find this in the second iteration of the Witcher series. Among scattered papers, you will find Dorian's diary and learn of his uncertain fate. Dorian was a sorcerer's apprentice, and his master commanded him to observe the wolves during the mating season, resulting in poor Dorian getting bit. As we read further, he notes that herbal remedies are not helping, but his other senses are becoming keener. The bite wound festers and burns like fire. Poultices are of no help, yet I still trust in the beneficial effects of herbs. I am unsure whether to remain here and continue looking for healing plants, or whether to seek aid in the city. The idea of observing the habits of wolves in mating season was one of the most idiotic my master ever had. May he rest in peace. And it highlights one of the problems plaguing the educational system. In studying magic, one must fulfill the whims of senile old men. I think I smell sausages. Stranger as it is, it seems my sense of smell has improved. Maybe hunger has sharpened my senses. Today I managed to spot and sneak up on a hare, while usually I would not spot one even if it kicked me in the arse. Garlic? I think I shall go out and see if there are any humans nearby. The moon is full and so bright that I would not lose my way. We will then encounter a werewolf in this area during the night, supporting the fact that lycanthropy from a wolf bite is rare but indeed possible. There are solutions for this curse, however, not all are guaranteed to work. The first solution is weaving a shirt with fool's parsley leaves and wearing it. If this doesn't work, a lycanthropy potion can potentially be a solution. Another method is known as true love. If a person afflicted with lycanthropy curse finds true love and confesses it, he or she can be cured of this curse. There are, however, more specific ways depending on the way in which one was cursed. When we look at the case of Morkvarg, we see that he was cursed with a fang from one of his friends, due to his violent atrocities and the defiling of a sacred garden. The fang was made by his friend's father, who was a village druid, and when presented, it was covered in runes. This item had the potential to curse whoever it was cut with, turning them into a werewolf. The way to remove this curse, however, was to simply hand this wolf fang pendant to Morkvarg and make him confront his past deeds. In conclusion, we can see that the werewolves are indeed from a different dimension. A person who has the inherited form can control their actions upon transformation, whereas the ones who are cursed by it mainly cannot. Additionally, there is a rare method of contracting lycanthropy via a bite. In any event, they remain to be a terrifying force to be reckoned with, and add to the rich lore of the Witcher series.